We're just 10 days away from one of the most unpredictable title fights in UFC history. Dricus du Plessis versus Khamzat Chimaev at UFC 319. The stakes absolutely massive. The champ is riding an 11-fight win streak, and now he's about to face an undefeated storm named Khamzat Chimaev, who's finally getting his first title shot. As the fight gets closer, the buzz around both camps is insane. Let's break it all down. Khamzat has been grinding hard at the training lab, a gym known for pushing fighters to their physical limits. It's a brutal place, especially for cardio and endurance. But there's a reason for that. Everyone knows one of Khamzat's few weaknesses, his gas tank. If he fixes that, he becomes even more dangerous, maybe unstoppable. On the other side, du Plessis isn't staying quiet either. He's been throwing fire, even sending death threats in Khamzat's direction, promising to end him inside the cage. And then you've got the people who've trained with both of these warriors. Their insights hit harder than any fan or media prediction. Renier Derrida, who's been on the mat with both men, is backing du Plessis. Caio Barrio, a guy who's trained with Khamzat, is also picking du Plessis to win. And then there's Nordine Taleb, who trained with Khamzat and was originally thought to be the backup for this fight. He finally spoke out, shutting down all the rumors that he was clout chasing or lying. He even gave his thoughts on UFC 319. Let's break down his translated interview. After I beat Adesanya, the only thing I wanted was a shot at the belt. But the UFC had already promised it to Khamzat, even before my fight happened. So instead, they offered me to be the backup. I accepted, but let's be honest, I never wanted to be anyone's backup. I wanted to be the guy on the poster. Then the fight was pushed from June to August. That was too long. I wasn't going to waste a full training camp just hoping someone pulls out. That's the only reason Caio is now the backup. He's just eating the leftovers. If I hadn't declined, he wouldn't even be in the picture. He didn't hold back. And really, no one remembers the backup after the fight. They don't get talked about. As for Khamzat versus Dricus, I think Khamzat finishes him in the first 2 rounds, but I get why people believe Dricus could win if the fight goes long. His style is awkward and he's got great cardio. Still, he made his stance clear. I believe Khamzat ends it early, but to be honest, I don't even care who wins. Dricus or Khamzat doesn't matter to me. The only thing I care about is that belt. Then, in a recent Fox interview, Dricus du Plessis broke down exactly how he plans to beat Khamzat Chimaev. He was brutally honest. He admitted he's not the best striker, not the best grappler either, but what he prides himself on, being the best at mixing it all together. And here's what stood out. He said he's completely fine with getting taken down by Khamzat. That's a huge hint. It means his plan is to keep pushing the pace and drag Khamzat into deep waters. That's exactly what most fans believe is the only way to beat Chimaev, survive the early storm and then break him down. But not everyone thinks Khamzat's cardio is still a weakness. Big John McCarthy spoke on his podcast and said he believes Khamzat has fixed that issue. Chimaev's been training with Coach Sam at Training Lab, a place known for turning beasts into machines, and that's what makes this title fight so hard to predict. What about you, fight fans? Do you think Khamzat can survive 5 rounds with Dricus? Who do you think wins this one? Now let's dive into what Dricus du Plessis said in that Fox interview.
With my style, that is a very, like I say, it's a very controversial style in the UFC. Unlike anything that most people have ever seen, it's only a benefit because it's proven to be effective. But then again, how do you prepare for that? How do you find somebody to mimic that? And that's at the end of the day almost my niche. You know, it's hard, close to impossible to prepare for me because I have this unique style that, you know, where do you find somebody to mimic it? Comes out obviously world-class wrestling, grappling, but you know, this level of the sport, everybody's world-class. You know, this is not grappling or wrestling, this is MMA. And that's where I'm going to exploit. We're not fighting for a wrestling title, we're not fighting for a grappling title. We are fighting for the UFC title. And that's where I am the best. I'm not the best wrestler, I'm not the best grappler or best striker. But when you put all of those things together, if you combine it and that's the sport we do, I am.
Now let's talk about something big that just broke out. Rafael Fiziev just confirmed what's been circulating through the Russian MMA world, and it's wild. He said he dropped Khamzat Chimaev with a wheel kick during a sparring session. Yeah, you heard that right. The lightweight contender, known for his insane striking and explosive kicks, opened up about that moment in an exclusive chat with Russian outlet Low Kick. And once MMA Brotherhood, MMA Inquirer, and Usheka picked it up, the news exploded. Now it's not just a rumor anymore. It was real. It was a wheel kick, and it was Fiziev who landed it. Let's go over what he said in that interview. Yeah, I respect him a lot, but I gotta say, he still needs to improve. He pointed out a big flaw. Khamzat's shifting sidesteps. Everyone at their gym does them, they all do it, but when they sidestep, they drop their hands, and they don't see the spinning strikes coming. That was his opening. When you sidestep, you always have to be ready for a spin, but he did it carelessly. Again and again, he kept dropping his hands while stepping. That's when I knew I could catch him. Boom. That's how it happened. And now, as the chatter heats up, so do talks about the future of the lightweight division. Recently, Khabib Nurmagomedov said that Islam Makhachev might retire in about a year and a half, and that got fans buzzing. If that timeline's true, we might only see 3 or 4 more fights from Islam. That's it. And now, people are thinking about legacy and big-name fights. That's why there's more talk than ever about a possible super fight. Islam Makhachev versus Ilia Topuria. Topuria just grabbed the lightweight title. He's undefeated, he's got serious hype, and he brings a whole new fan base to the table. On the other side, Islam has been dominant, but the clock's ticking. If he wants to leave the sport with a legendary legacy, fights like this are what make that happen. Paul Felder spoke about this exact idea during a recent episode of the Bisping podcast. He thinks the Topuria fight is coming, and it's coming soon. And at this point, it's no longer about rankings, it's about greatness. If Islam wants to go out as the pound-for-pound king, Topuria might be the final challenge.
Now that Ilia went and knocked out Charles in the way that he did, they put him #1 pound-for-pound over him. Now he's got reason. He didn't necessarily need it or have it when Ilia was moving up from featherweight. It would have been another featherweight. You can see his argument there. Now, Ilia's fought at 155 for the belt. He knocks Charles out. He's been mocking him. He's been making fun of him. Then they put him above him in the pound-for-pound rankings. And you're talking about a guy where that shit matters to these Dagestani guys. Being the best, being the ultimate professional through and through. That's what it is for them. So, yeah, so I think even if he beats Jack, there's a world where then he goes right back down and fights for the... Because he's looking for legacy. How many more fights do you think Islam really sticks around for? He's going to be like Khabib. He's going to do his damn. He's going to do his damn thing, and if he can do it almost flawlessly, because obviously he'd been finished one time, he'll be smart.
I mean, he lives a pretty simple life. He's got that farm.
One thing's for sure: UFC 319 is shaping up to be something unforgettable. Whether Khamzat proves the doubters wrong or Dricus shocks the world, history will be made inside that octagon. From knockouts in sparring to bold predictions to the fire in both camps, the energy around this fight is unreal. And with legacies on the line, every second of this showdown is going to matter. Thanks for riding with us through all the chaos, truth, and build-up. We'll be here for every twist, every punch, and every moment that defines what's next in the fight game. Until then, stay sharp, stay ready, and we'll catch you in the next one.